Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Paul from FitSpaz Recovery today. I'm in a cerebral mood. I woke up just very thoughtful today, but it's not been an entirely good day. I feel a little bit off, you know what I'm saying? It's not the end of the world. Has a lot to do with personal growth, recognizing what I'm missing in life as far as what I should be doing, what I can be doing, knowing that I'm falling short of the mark. And day to day life can be so frustrating, I'll tell you, because you have big ideas, big plans, things you want to accomplish, and day to day, the pace of it is so slow, it seems like. But that compound effect over time is what inspires me, and that's why it's so important to keep up with things and be consistent with things in so many different areas, okay? But today I got up and I do my normal morning routine, which is all good. I'm glad I'm sticking with this routine. I got up and I meditated, and then I prayed, and then I did my workout, and it was all a little bit off. But I'm glad I do these things because it aligns me, it sets me right. And still, this day, which is not perfect, is so much better than days I've experienced in the past when I was smoking all the time. I was more scatterbrained during meditation, but I still had those moments where clarity came to me, and it's like, okay, where all the bad washes out. But the nature of my bad thoughts today had more to do with politics than anything personal to me. And I'm not going to get into that because, gosh, I start talking about a certain handful of things, and all of a sudden I'm flying off the handle, expressing myself in ways that are not appropriate. Did I just scratch my nose in front of you? I think I did. Um, Prayer was also meaningful, and it's like I began thinking to myself, okay, I'm going to make this an abbreviated prayer. I'm going to get through it. And it wound up being like 20 minutes. It wound up being like twice as long as normal. And I'm going off in all these directions, just reaching. Like, so when I'm having a harder time, I'm reaching more. Maybe that's what I need. You know, when things seem tough and you want to abbreviate them, that's all the more reason to pour more into it. And I heard this great quote today on the morning wake up call. And it's called, or this lady said, better done than perfect. And it means you don't have to be perfect. It's better to do something and be imperfect than not do it at all. And I was relating to that, and that made me feel a lot. That really was like, boom. Okay, I feel better now because that lady said that, and it sort of put my morning into perspective, the way I've been feeling. Let me read this to you. Let me tell you, let me preface it by saying I have trepidation about this because I have known legions of pot smokers in my life, and I've also seen how legions of them react when they hear this. But you know what, everybody? It's the honest to God truth. I'm Paul, and I'm a marijuana addict. And so I'm going to read this brief passage here. Who is a marijuana addict? We who are marijuana addicts know the answer to this question. Marijuana controls our lives. We lose interest in all else. Our dreams go up in smoke. Ours is a progressive illness, often leading us to addictions to other drugs, including alcohol. Our lives, our thinking, and our desires center around marijuana, scoring it, dealing it, and finding ways to stay high. And if I am to be an honest person and real with my fellow human beings, I can't deny this. It's who I am. So, like, that's why I don't do it. I don't want to personally be a slave to anything in my life. And I felt like I was a slave, always having to stop what I'm doing to appease this master in my life. And it's so talking about freedom, okay? I think people should have the right to make a free choice without the government up in their face about it, okay? But I'm not going to get into the discussion of prohibition right now. What I really want to say is freedom has to do with so many things. And in this case, freedom also has to do with having the choice but not doing it. The freedom and feeling free to breathe without having this thing tethered to me. I feel like a puppet. I feel like, in the words of Metallica, I'm the puppet to the master. The master of puppets for me is marijuana. And the other drugs, it led me to, I don't think it was a gateway drug for me, but I could certainly see how for a lot of people it would be. The ultimate gateway drug to me is alcohol. I think alcohol is the ultimate gateway drug. In fact, marijuana would kind of make me go, okay, I got this high and this is enough for me. It's not like, but there are moments of anxiousness and frustration when you're high or you're not really getting high, but you're struggling to get high. I think that's what drives people to do other things. And I just felt like touching base on these things this morning. I'm probably going to do the recovery thing frequently because the FitSpaz recovery, because it relates so much to my life, and I think I have a lot to say that might reach people. Thank goodness for fitness in my life, though. If you were like, what's the replacement been for this life? It's been fitness. It's been becoming a part of a community in a certain way that has it's changed everything. Because when you're getting better every day at something, when you're getting stronger, it feeds that yearning for meaning in life. And so that's why I kind of started out by saying day-to-day life can seem so slow, but you see the results of hard work consistently put in every day, and all of a sudden it becomes worth it. All of a sudden these little things start to make better sense, and it strengthens the good habits when you see the positive effects. And the inverse should be true. If you see the negative that's culminating in your life, you should look at the little bad things you're doing each day, especially if it is constant substance abuse. It has the effect of degradation on the mood. It wipes you out. I don't think it's natural to pulverize the brain with chemicals all day, and no matter what they are, not just narcotics. I have humongous doubts about the things doctors are always prescribing to people. I don't think it's wise. I think for the amount of things being prescribed, a small percentage of them are really valid or necessary for people. People with the real serious problems are the minority, but people without problems develop problems because of an overly zealous prescribing pharma industry. Doctors, you naughty doctors, you dealers, a lot of you are just dealers. Not all of you, but some of you are just dealers. Let's see. You know what my personal cross to bear is? I've talked about it on here before, is I have a tendency to isolate. And this is something, it's like my number one thing I need to try and conquer every day. And for me, just picking up the phone and calling somebody, it doesn't really matter who it is. It's really hard for me. For a whole myriad of reasons I'm not going to get into. I'd be better off telling a psychologist or something like that. I'd be better off in therapy yelling my frustrations at that person than doing it here. That's not what this is supposed to be. This is about, hopefully you'll identify with something I'm saying. I isolate because I tend not to want to be a bother to people. So it's like, pick up the phone and call you. I don't want to bother you, so I'm not going to do that. But the truth is, intellectually, I know some people I could call right now and it wouldn't be bothering them. They'd probably welcome the call and be like, oh, hey, what's up? And even welcome getting together and doing something. But still, I know there's this reluctance I have to get out and connect, and that's so vital to what I'm trying to do on so many levels. I want to be a part of a community, appreciated in a community, inspire others to come out of their shells. But how do I do that unless I'm willing to try and take those chances myself? I should be calling people. I have a list of people I could call right now. They would welcome that call. I need to take baby steps toward that end of not isolating. And, how could one succeed in a people business if they are, I don't know, I wouldn't call it afraid of, I'm not afraid of people. I'm just like, I don't know, maybe I'm a wounded animal. and I'm like skittish. That's sort of it. I have people who mean the world to me, but picking up the phone and calling them, it's not in my DNA at this stage. And I look back into my past life as a kid, and I realize how overzealous I was with that when I was younger, calling people too much, talking too much. Maybe that's a byproduct of being immature. These are just things you have to learn. You have to find that balance of regulating how much social this and that is appropriate and how much is overwhelming. Finding that balance has always been hard for me. And I feel more mature now. After being sober, I really feel more mature and at ease and a spiritual calm. And so I should be able to tackle these things and do a better job. The least isolating thing that I do is probably going to these Marijuana Anonymous meetings on Wednesday night. And like I said, I'm not ashamed of that. What bothers me is I put these things out there, and I always know there's that minority type of individual who reacts and they troll you or they shame you for it. And that's really the problem I have is putting myself out there, is that minority response of like responding to me negatively when I'm really just trying to convey a positive message. If you're frustrated with your addiction, if you are at your wit's end, tired of feeling tired, there are choices. There is hope. There are others out there who feel like you. And maybe I was isolating in the past because I thought that people didn't understand where I was coming from. But I go to these Wednesday night meetings with people, and I realize that other people have been feeling the exact same things that I've been feeling. In so many ways, the byproduct of why they're using emotionally, what the void they're filling up in their life, or rather, they think they're filling up in their life by using. The least isolating thing, yeah. And you know what? I'm still in a position where I think back to learning to play guitar when I was younger, or a lot of things I've learned to do. You go, oh wow, I've come this far, I've accomplished something, I can do this much, and you suddenly realize how much more there is to do. That's a common theme in life. With Kung Fu, I came a long way when I did it for a year and 4 months. And I realized, wow, this is a lifelong thing to master. They talk about getting your 10,000 hours in. And so that's like true with so much in life. I have to be more inclined to be of service to my fellow human beings, especially in these meetings. So I've been going lately, and I think I mentioned this in the last recording I did, that I'm not talking as much there because I realize there are people really suffering and they need to get it out. Like, talking is like a confessional type thing. It has therapeutic value, and people get it out and they feel better. And so I know what I'm dealing with, and if I'm really struggling, I'll probably say something. But I really want to hear what people have to say, because it's like when you hold it all in, you become like wound up like a tight knot. And when you let it out and you talk, kind of like I'm doing here, this is my outlet, I think that tightness, that anxiety unwinds, and you become a more calm person, and things get easier. And I was a little more boisterous in the last recording, right? So yeah, my mood varies. I'm more cerebral this morning, and so what can I say? I don't know. I need to be of more service there. I'm reluctant to chair meetings at this time because I'm like, well, am I worthy? What if I fall back? But let me tell you, if I were there and someone didn't show up to chair the meeting, I'd be like, yeah, I'll do it if you want me to do it. I should probably offer to do that. And it's not a matter of laziness. It's a matter of like questioning my own worthiness. And I'm not criticizing myself. I think that's modest. And I'm not saying anybody doing it is arrogant either. Look how I overanalyze every tiny little thing. But I think I want to, listen to people there. I'm trying to become a better listener because in the past I've been all mouth. and maybe I wasn't listening so well. I hear things, but I need to listen. I need to absorb the information better. But more about fitness. Part of the whole amalgam of my mood right now is that about 10 days ago I sprained my ankle doing this exercise, and I sprained it pretty badly. And so I've kept working out. I have found activities, especially with my upper body, to keep me busy, but I'm feeling limited, and I'm not giving up. I'm glad that I've continued on doing things. I would have been miserable if I was like, oh, well, I hurt my leg, now I can't do it. I would have really fallen into a funk. So I'm glad that I kept going. But it's like I'm ready to get back in the game. That's honestly the truth. But I'm not ready physically, I'm ready mentally. And so that's had a tendency to make me just be like, darn it, I'm not able to do the cardio that I want, and my legs are getting neglected. And I lost 4 pounds. And I'm like, how much of that was muscle mass? Because I'm not pushing the heavy weight like I was, really. And so, like, if I'm going to lose it super easily, I want to keep up just enough to, maintain what I have. But I also know I've been eating less. If it comes off my chubby belly, I'm cool with that. But I don't want to lose my mass, my muscle mass. So, but the fitness, they talk about how the endorphins flood into your body from fitness, and I've experienced something like that, especially when I'm doing heavy cardio, a half hour of something, and I finish and I'm like, whoa. It's amazing because of how hard you breathe and how fast you're moving, and you're like, your body's like, I want to stop, but you push on with your mind. And I don't think I'm crossing the threshold of where it would be like damaging to my health because I'm pushing myself so hard. I think I'm reaching the point where it's like just really good for me. And so I miss the cardio. Gosh, I miss. A couple weeks ago I did this 25-minute cardio thing. I think it was called T25 Gamma Cardio, and I was like, wow, I kicked ass. I kicked absolute ass doing it. And it made me feel so good because I was like able to see the benefit of doing cardio the past several weeks through this other program, several days a week. It was 21 Day Fix Extreme was what it was called, and also the beast cardio I was doing. I could just tell that my cardio got built up again, and I was really performing well. And now this foot thing. So, but I have something to look forward to when I do get back into it. I'll make gains and I'll improve, but I just wanted to touch base a little today. You know what I mean? Um, just feeling like talking myself. And I don't know if this helps people out there, that's great. I'd appreciate it if you would share this with others who might benefit from it. I'm not trying to compete with other recovery podcasts. I'm not trying to be better than anybody. I'm just trying to offer up some value of my own. If you uniquely connect with something I'm saying, that's fabulous. And for me to reach a real audience out there, I know that I have to keep it consistent and I have to cast the wide net. Pretty soon, I started building a feed that is going to be in iTunes. So you'll be able to listen to this as a podcast. It just doesn't have to be, oh, you're sitting there watching YouTube. It'll be available as an audio recording. The quality of the sound will improve because I'm having ideas about how I want to build this out to be a little more sophisticated. I don't like what you see behind me. You see a window with light there. As a perfectionist, I don't like the window there. I kind of want to, when I do this, I want to cover up the window with a banner. And I have a vision of having a TV over here behind me that'll have like a logo or videos I can refer to and play, something along those lines. Just more sophisticated looking behind me. I'm not fond of what you see behind me. The beam on the wall, the light shining off the beam. I'm really critical of that kind of stuff, and I want this to have a more, and I want to get a light in front of me that's appropriate for like broadcast, just to illuminate things really well. And some more audio pieces cut up for this, and it all takes work, you know what I mean? I've been working very hard on my website, FitSpaz.com. I recommend you go check that out. Read some of what I have there, watch other recordings I've done, share it with your friends. Uh, leave your email if you want to get on the newsletter. I haven't started a newsletter yet, but eventually I will, and it'll just be like, okay, this week, here are the updates to the site. Maybe here are some other tidbits, positive tidbits for health and nutrition and all that jazz. Get busy. You know what I mean? Get moving. You will feel better if you get moving, and don't eat garbage, and get a good amount of sleep. I'm sure those things I will talk about more in depth, but all those things are vital to life. There are several things that keep a life in harmony, and I just told you a few of them, okay? But I'm Paul from FitSpaz Recovery slash radio, FitSpaz Radio slash recovery. And tomorrow night I will be doing a recording with my coach, buddy Brian. And I hope you guys will check that out too. We'll be talking more straight about fitness and in general the benefits of fitness and the workout programs we're doing, etc. And and that's it. I just wanted to touch base today. I'm around the 20-minute mark. That's where I like to wrap these up. It gets a little ponderous going 40 minutes in. I like keeping them shorter. Maybe they'll have better content over consistency with what I'm saying over time. I won't get as crazy either. But the 20-minute mark is where I start feeling warmed up. So it's like, dude, I'm quitting now? Oh. But soon I'll inform you of when that podcast is available. You'll be able to subscribe on your iPhone and listen to those in your car or whatever. That will be nice. And I appreciate feedback, so send me messages to paul@fitspaz.com. Piece of cake, right? Maybe, maybe not. Let me know. I like to know if I'm connecting with anybody out there. It's pretty cool. So shout out to Howard. Hope you're doing well, dude. I know you're watching these, so and I appreciate that. I appreciate the feedback. I appreciate that you get something out of it. And eventually, one more additional thing I'll say is I want to have ability to Skype with people on here. So that TV isn't just for looks. I want that TV to show somebody's face on video while I interact with them here and get some more interaction going. Enrich the show, grow the show in many ways. The sophistication of the show. Shows. All right, everybody. The music is provided by Kevin MacLeod. Very appreciative of that guy because he makes some cool stuff and that's available. Creative Commons, not for profit, and it's just really awesome. What a genius he is with the great musical backdrops he makes. Thank you, dude. Everybody have a nice day, and I will get back to you with another one of these when I feel like it. The FitSpaz radio is probably going to be once a week, the fitness thing, and this is probably going to be just bam, 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 whenever I feel like I have something to say and want to say it. And so, haters, don't be hating. And that is what I will end with. Everybody have a nice day.